The Sleeper. At midnight in the month of June, I stand beneath the mystic moon. An opiate vapor, dewy, dim, exhales from out her golden rim, and softly dripping drop by drop upon the quiet mountain top, steals drowsily and musically into the universal valley. The rosemary nods upon the grave, the lily lolls upon the wave, wrapping the fog about its breast. The ruin moulders into rest, looking like Lethe. See, the lake, a conscious slumber seems to take, and would not for the world awake. All beauty sleeps, and lo, where lies Irene with her destinies. Oh, lady bright, can it be right? This window open to the night, the wanton airs from the tree top laughingly through the lattice drop, the bodiless airs, a wizard rout, flit through thy chamber in and out, and wave the curtain canopy so fitfully, so fearfully, above the closed and fringed lid, 'neath which thy slumbering soul lies hid, that o'er the floor and down the wall, like ghosts, the shadows rise and fall. Oh, lady dear, hast thou no fear? Why and what art thou dreaming here? Sure thou art come o'er far-off seas, a wonder to these garden trees. Strange is thy pallor, strange thy dress, strange, above all, thy length of tress, and this all solemn silentness. The lady sleeps, oh may her sleep, which is enduring, so be deep. Heaven have her in its sacred keep, this chamber changed for one more holy, this bed for one more melancholy. I pray to God that she may lie forever with unopened eye, while the pale sheeted ghosts go by. My love, she sleeps. Oh, may her sleep, as it is lasting, so be deep. Soft may the worms about her creep. Far in the forest, dim and old, for her may some tall vault unfold, some vault that oft hath flung its black and winged panels fluttering back, triumphant o'er the crested palls of her grand family funerals. Some sepulchre remote, alone, against whose portals she hath thrown in childhood many an idle stone. Some tomb from out whose sounding door she ne'er shall force an echo more, thrilling to think, poor child of sin, it was the dead who groaned within. The Sleeper by Edgar Allan Poe. This is a video which will appear in two separate playlists here on the channel. Number one, obviously, being the poetry discussion playlist, but number two being the Edgar Allan Poe playlist, a playlist where I go over some of Edgar Allan Poe's short stories and poems. Maybe I will eventually get around to the one novel that he wrote. But this is something of a poem which is maybe definitional of Edgar Allan Poe. You've got midnight here. You've got the moon. You have dead women, and you have lost love. What could be more horrific than that? Of course, there's dysfunctionality as well. There's loads of that. And the main question with that dysfunctionality is, when does love turn corrosive? If you have ever been in that state of life, love, I don't believe in it, by the way, but if you ever feel that you have been in love, believe yourself to have been in love, then you know that at some point it can be invigorating. It can be something which gives you a reason to wake up in the morning. How pathetic. It can be something which makes you appreciate the day evermore. Not nevermore, by the way. We'll get to that in a little bit. But at some point, a love can turn corrosive. We have here a speaker who refuses to move on. A speaker who visits the dead. A speaker who does not refer to the dead as if she is dead. In fact, that conceit is so deep-rooted in this poem that it's the title of the poem. The poem being titled The Sleeper. Sleep is not final. So there is one... Look, maybe there's a healthy way for this kind of love to persist. But the conceit would not be, in that case, that the dead will come back. The conceit in that case is, look, I may have the rest of my life, but the domain of romance belongs to you, my dearly beloved, my dearly deceased beloved, my dearly deceased and rotting with the worms beloved. I will never love again. I will wait until I meet you in the afterlife. Okay, I can understand that. But to refer to the dead, the deceased, the gone, simply as the sleeper, that might be too far. In fact, in an ironic twist, one would be tempted to say that for our speaker to refer to the deceased as the sleeper prompts him to sleepwalk through life. Here we have, at midnight in the month of June, I stand beneath the mystic moon. These hours where other people, normal people, people who are not attached in this sort of fashion, would be sleeping. Our speaker is not. Our speaker is out with the beloved. That's too much, right? Edgar Allan Poe himself liked the sleeper more than the raven. Maybe he's right. Maybe he's right to say that it is a better poem than the raven, but I would be interested to see his reasoning. I think I understand what it might be. I think probably what Edgar Allan Poe is clinging to in this poem is the fact that our speaker in this poem never concedes that separation. In The Raven, our speaker is sort of resigned to the fact that nevermore. He will see his beloved Lenore nevermore. The speaker here, the speaker in The Sleeper, refuses that outright. The speaker in The Sleeper is saying, is acting out this idea that the departed is only temporarily gone, is acting out this reality, this dream state, that the dearly beloved is merely sleeping. And one has to ask if the speaker has talked himself into that dream state, that nearly dream state, out of necessity or out of love. How would these things be different? How would they be similar? Out of necessity would mean that our speaker's world cannot persist in the permanent absence of the beloved. out of love would suggest that, yeah, our speaker is still going on. Our speaker is still living. Our speaker is still going about the daily stuffs. And has resigned himself never to love again. And so, in that realization that never will I love again, it does me this good to pretend you will wake up. To pretend that you are not dead, you are merely sleeping. It's not healthy. But is that why Edgar Allan Poe preferred the sleeper to the raven? I think very much it might be. If you look at the canon of Edgar Allan Poe, this theme is ever present. This theme of the lost love is always there. It seems to be something which haunted him as a person. He seems to be more the speaker from the sleeper than the raven. How terrible would that be? That's all I have for this poetry discussion. If you like or enjoy or appreciate what it is I do here, hitting the like button really does help me out on the channel, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other literature lovers. If you find yourself here by chance but not design, consider hitting the subscribe button in order to stick around for more. There is poetry every Monday. There are all sorts of literary videos here on the channel, and I hope to have you back for the next one.